They knew before we did.
They knew before we did.
Yeah. Price drop, they slid. We just watched the deal.
They knew before we did. They knew before we did.
Whoa, whoa. Charts bleed, they hit.
They knew before we did.
Green candles all week. Then the dumps one tick. They were out last night. We still feeling rich. Group chat say ho. Timeline say moon. Somebody gotta whisper, we got the news too soon. Red line straight down, like they playing that cliff. They were gone at the top, we were stuck in the drift. Watch the order book thin, right before it hit. Screens glow, hearts sink. Tell me that's a glitch.
They knew before we did. They knew before we did.
Yeah. Price drop, they slid. We just watched the deal.
They knew before we did. They knew before we did.
Charts bleed, they hit.
They knew before we did.
Same script, new day. Same sharp exit. Same random event. Same few, bless it. Lucky guess, that's cute. Same stamp, same print. Same wallet, same route. Same profit, same sprint. They toast in quiet rooms. We cope in public threads. They sleep before the storm. We wake up in the red. Screenshots, no proof, just patterns in the grid. We lost what we could lose. They took what never slid.
They knew before we did. They knew before we did.
Yeah. Price drop, they slid. We just watched it dip.
They knew before we did. They knew before we did.
Charts bleed, they hit.
They